Every day, thousands of Americans are losing their hard-earned money to faceless voices on the phone. People just like you, parents, workers, retirees fall victim to lies, tricks, and scams that drain their wallets and their peace of mind. But here's the truth most won't tell you. It's not just about money, it's about control, about power, about refusing to be manipulated ever again. Today, I'm going to expose the tactics, shatter the myths, and show you exactly how to fight back, take control, and never be a victim again. This isn't just a warning, it's your wake-up call. Are you ready to dominate your life and protect everything you've worked for? Listen up, because I'm not here to massage your feelings or whisper sweet positivity into your ear. I'm here to tell you the truth. The world is too scared to say out loud. The predators of this world never stop moving, so neither can you. Every single day, while you're hesitating, overthinking, doubting, scrolling, planning, or waiting for the perfect moment, somebody else is out there attacking. They're making calls, they're building funnels, they're learning skills, they're networking, they're earning, they're sharpening their edge. And if you think the world is going to pause for you to get your life together, you're already losing. Success doesn't wait. Opportunity doesn't wait. Predators don't wait. So why in the world are you waiting? Look around. People are getting played, scammed, manipulated, outworked, and out. Hustled every second, not because they're weak, but because they're slow, because they paused, because they assumed they had time, because they believed life would send a warning before hitting them. It won't. Life hits first. Life hits hard. And life hits without apology. The difference between the hunter and the hunted? Speed, ruthlessness, decision-making. Execution, not talent, not luck, not destiny. Action. Massive, unapologetic, relentless action. You know who wins in the marketplace? Not the smartest, not the most educated, not the most qualified, the fastest, the boldest. The ones who move before fear shows up. Waiting is the first killer of dreams. Waiting is the silent thief of potential. Waiting is the luxury you do not have. You want a bigger life? Move. You want more money? Move. You want dominance? Move. You think predators sit around talking about their goals? No, they execute. They go for the throat. They take the shot, they expand, scale, and multiply while everyone else is still warming up. Let me give it to you straight. Every moment you hesitate, someone else is building leverage over you. Every hour you think about it, someone else is already 20 steps ahead. Every day you procrastinate, someone else takes the opportunity you were too slow to grab. You say you want a 10 times life? Then you need 10 times speed, 10 times commitment, 10 times aggression, 10 times certainty, and 10 times refusal to stay stuck in neutral. People lose because they move like prey, timid, cautious, waiting for safety. But safety is an illusion. Comfort is a trap. And hesitation is your enemy. The world rewards the ones who move first, not the ones who move perfectly. You don't need perfect. You need momentum. You need courage. You need forward motion, fueled by a refusal to be average. Let me be crystal clear. You either step into your power now, or someone else will step onto your territory. That's how predators work. You leave a gap, they exploit it. You slow down, they accelerate. You pause, they pounce. So stop waiting for miracles. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the right time. The right time was yesterday. You want to protect your future? You want to rise above the noise. You want to dominate your industry, your goals, your life. Then you move now, fast, hard, with purpose, with fire, with zero hesitation. Because in a world full of predators, there's only one rule: you don't pause, you don't freeze, you don't wait. You attack, you expand, you dominate. That's the mindset, that's the standard, that's the 10 times way. And if you embrace it, nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever be able to slow you down again. Listen, if there's one truth that separates winners from losers, lions from cattle, the wealthy from the worried, it's this: ignorance is the most expensive thing you'll ever pay for. Not your bills, not your taxes, not your rent. Ignorance. People get scammed, people get trapped, people get wiped out financially. Not because they're stupid, but because they're uninformed, because they don't know the rules, because they haven't learned the game they're trying to win. And you can't win a game you don't understand. You can't dominate a field you've never studied. You can't protect your life if you don't even know where the threats are. Let me put it bluntly. The person who knows more than you owns you. They control the negotiation. They dictate the terms. They set the pace. They take the prize. Meanwhile, you're stuck reacting, hoping, guessing, praying, and that is a loser's strategy. Winners don't guess. Winners know. You want to stop being scammed in life? You want to stop being fooled, misled, manipulated, or financially drained? Then you better make learning your full-time obsession. Because the world is no place for the uneducated. Not in 2025. Not in business. Not in finance. Not online. Not anywhere. Right now, as you're watching this, their entire industry is built on one thing. You're not knowing, you're not understanding, you're not being aware. And they profit from your ignorance every single day. You don't know the financial system. They take your money. You don't know sales, they outclose you. You don't know negotiation, they box you into the worst deal of your life. You don't know security, scammers walk straight into your digital house. You don't know your value, people will happily underpay you for the next 10 years. Learning is not optional. Learning is not when I have time. Learning is not a luxury. Learning is survival. Every millionaire I know, every person at the top of their industry, every individual operating at a 10 times level has one thing in common. They are obsessed with knowledge, obsessed with skills, obsessed with understanding the mechanics of winning. Ignorance costs you money. Knowledge makes you money. Ignorance costs you safety. Knowledge protects you. Ignorance keeps you small. Knowledge expands you. This is why people get scammed. Not because they're weak, but because they didn't know better. And when you don't know better, you can't do better. But here's the good news. Ignorance is curable. Completely. Instantly. But only if you make the decision to start learning like your life depends on it, because it does. You want a 10 times life. Then you need 10 times intelligence, 10 times awareness, 10 times understanding of the game you're trying to dominate. Read, study, join communities, take courses, watch the grids, track the trends, learn the laws, build the skills, sharpen the mind. You need to know more than the scammers, more than your competitors, more than your past self, because the one who knows the most wins the fastest. Make this your new standard. Never walk into any situation blind again. Not your finances, not your relationships, not your business, not your future. If you walk into anything without knowledge, you are voluntarily stepping into the role of the victim. But when you walk in educated, armored, prepared, you walk in as a force. You walk in with leverage. You walk in with confidence. You walk in with command. Ignorance is expensive, brutally expensive. But knowledge is the cheapest, most powerful weapon you will ever own. Learn the game. Master the game. Dominate the game. Or lose to someone who did. Your move. Let's get something straight right now. You cannot build a powerful life with a victim mindset. It doesn't work. It has never worked. And it will never work. Every winner you admire, every millionaire you study, every leader you respect, they all have one thing in common. They take ownership of everything. The wins, the losses, the decisions, the mistakes, the failures, all of it. You know who stays broke, stuck, confused, lost, defeated? The people pointing fingers. The people blaming circumstances. The people waiting for someone to save them. The people who say, it's not my fault. Let me be brutally honest. The moment you say, it's not my fault, you surrender your power. You hand over control. You give away the steering wheel to your life. And the world is full of people ready to take it from you. Scammers exist. Bad bosses exist. Toxic people exist. Hard situations exist. Life will throw chaos at you without apology. But your reaction is your responsibility to you. Your mindset is your responsibility. Your next decision is your responsibility. Your future is absolutely, undeniably your responsibility. People get scammed, not just because scammers are smart, but because victims stay victims. They replay the story. They repeat the pain. They drown in self-blame or self-pity, and guess what that does? It freezes them. It paralyzes them. It stops them from rising. Ownership is the opposite. Ownership says, yeah, I took a hit, but I'm not staying on the ground. Ownership says, I can't control what happened, but I can control what I build from here. Ownership says, no one is coming to save me, so I'll save myself. That's the mentality of a winner, a leader, a 10 times operator. You want to dominate your business? Own the results. Own the revenue. Own the skill gaps. Own the customer experience. Own the failures and the solutions. You want to dominate your life. Own your habits. Own your attitude. Own your energy. Own your discipline. Own the environment you choose to stay in. You can't complain your way to success. You can only commit your way to success. Let me tell you something powerful. The moment you take full ownership, life becomes simple. Not easy, simple. Because ownership eliminates excuses. It shuts down blame. It forces growth. It demands action. When you operate from ownership, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop waiting for the world to change. You change you and the world reacts. Ownership gives you confidence. Ownership gives you clarity. Ownership gives you control. Ownership gives you leverage over every situation. You will never see a genuinely successful person say, it wasn't my fault. Because they know the second they say that, they lose their edge, they lose their fire, they lose their power. You want a 10 times life, then adopt the 10 times mindset. If it's in my life, it's my responsibility to, no exception, no negotiations, no victimhood. Yes, bad things happen. Yes, unfair things happen. Yes, people try to break you. But winners don't crumble, they convert. They turn pain into power. Setbacks into strategy. Obstacles into opportunities. You either control the narrative or the narrative controls you. So today, right now, this moment, draw a line. A mental line that says, every outcome from this point forward, I own IT. Good or bad, win or lose, rise or fall, it's on you. And that's the best news ever. Because if it's on you, then you have the power to change everything. No victim mindset, no excuses, no blaming. Only ownership, domination, expansion, and unstoppable forward motion. That's how leaders think. That's how winners operate. That's how you build a 10 times life. Let me hit you with a truth most people are too scared to face. Scammers don't target strong people. They target emotional people. Because emotional people are predictable. Emotional people are reactive. Emotional people make decisions based on fear, desperation, loneliness, and hope, not logic, strategy, or power. And that's why building financial muscle isn't just about money. It's about mindset. It's about strength. It's about becoming unshakable, unbreakable, and unscammable. Money is not the problem. Lack of financial strength is the problem. You know who gets manipulated? The financially weak. You know who gets taken advantage of? The emotionally fragile. You know who loses everything in a split second? The people who have no plan, no skills, no structure, no backbone in their money game. Let me give it to you straight. You can't protect your future with hope. You need financial muscle. You need wealth habits. You need discipline that punches fear in the face. You need confidence built on competence, not on wishes. People fall for scams because someone sweet talks them, pressure sells them, or paint a fantasy picture of easy money. But a financially strong person knows better. A financially strong person sees through the nonsense instantly. Why? Because strength gives you clarity. Weakness blinds you. You want to build real financial muscle? Here's what it takes. #1. Get obsessed with money skills. Learn sales. Learn negotiation. Learn investing basics. Learn digital literacy. Learn how money moves. Ignorance keeps you broke. Skills make you bulletproof. #2. Build multiple income streams. A person with one income is like a house with one wall. It collapses fast. When you have options, you can't be pressured. When you have money coming from different directions, nobody can corner you. #3. Control your emotions. Emotions make you impulsive. Emotions make you desperate. Emotions make you vulnerable. Financial muscle means you respond with logic, not panic. You evaluate, you verify. You slow down the pitch and speed up your awareness. #4. Stack cash, not excuses. Saving isn't weakness, it's ammunition. Investing isn't a gamble, it's strategy. Spending recklessly isn't freedom. It's self-destruction. Financial muscle means you build reserves, build assets, build leverage. #5. Stop acting broke, not talking about your bank balance, talking about your behavior. Broke behavior is emotional behavior. It's impulsive buying. It's jealous spending. It's instant gratification. It's comparing yourself to others. Strong financial behavior is intentional, controlled, disciplined. People think being financially strong means having millions. Wrong. Financial muscle starts the moment you decide to think differently. The moment you stop letting emotions dictate your wallet. The moment you stop using money to soothe feelings and start using money to build power. Scammers prey on emotional weakness. They say, trust me. They say, quick profit. They say, guaranteed. And the financially weak fall for it because they're looking for relief, not results. But a person with real financial muscle, they don't chase shortcuts. They don't gamble their security. They don't get blinded by pressure or persuasion. They move like a strategist, not a victim. Let me make this brutally clear. If you don't build financial muscle, life will beat you into a corner. Your bills will bully you. Your debts will dominate you. Your emotions will control you. Your circumstances will dictate your decisions. But when you do build financial muscle, you walk differently. You think differently. You decide differently. You operate from strength, not survival. Financial muscle equal to confidence. Confidence equal to clarity. Clarity equal to protection. Protection equal to freedom. And that is the real goal, freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from manipulation. Freedom from scams. Freedom from desperation. So build your financial muscle like your life depends on it. Because it absolutely does. Drop the emotional weakness. Pick up the discipline. Pick up the skills. Pick up the mindset of a 10 times operator. Money respects strength. And the world respects the person who masters their money instead of being controlled by it. Listen to me carefully. This is the moment where most people fold, freeze, or fall for the scam of inaction. You think, it won't happen to me, or I'll handle it later. That's exactly what the predators want. Every second you hesitate, every excuse you give, every time you shrug it off, you are handing control of your life over to some faceless voice on the phone. Let me break it down for you. Control is power. Hesitation is weakness. And indecision is a trap. If you've ever been on the receiving end of these call center scams, you know the feeling. Confusion, frustration, panic. They count on it. They thrive on it. And if you don't act, you're letting them win. This isn't just about money. It's about your energy, your confidence, your ability to command your own life. You are not a victim. You are a warrior in control of your reality. Here's the brutal truth. The word doesn't give a damn about your excuses. Scammers aren't going to wait politely while you think about it. Every second you delay is another second. They get leverage over you. You need to be fast. You need to be sharp. You need to operate like a machine designed to protect, respond, and dominate your own life. This is no time for timid moves. You must act with precision, aggression, and zero hesitation. Now look at the winners, the people who never get played. They're not luckier than you. They don't have superpowers. They decide first, act second, and execute relentlessly. They create processes to spot threats, to verify sources, to protect themselves. And that, my friends, is what you are going to do from today onward. You're going to be a fortress, unshakable, alert, untouchable. No scam call, no trick, no con is going to catch you flat-footed again. Let me give you a real-world example. Americans are losing billions every year to these operations. But those who respond aggressively, who question, who verify, who refuse to panic, they don't just survive, they thrive. They turn these moments into opportunities. Every scam attempt you block is a lesson in discipline, a testament to your readiness, a confirmation that you control your financial destiny. Now here's the kicker. Most people never reach this level. They keep falling for the same tactic